Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I have the Way of Kings vlog for you. Before the actual vlog starts, I just wanted to do a little spoiler-free segment. I absolutely love this book so much. I love everything about it. The world building in this book is crazy, and I'm an avid fantasy reader, and I must say that this amount of world building in a book is almost, I would say almost, unheard of. Especially the magic system and everything surrounding it is so unique. And even though it's a magic system, it doesn't feel like one really, because it's so based in reality and it feels so real. I loved everything about this book, the plot twists, the characters, the world building, the magic system, everything. It's actually my favorite book that I've read this year. And that's all I'm gonna say for the spoiler-free discussion. Let's start with the actual vlog, and then you can join me at the end for a little spoilery discussion. So I'm about to start The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I do have the paperback edition. This is part 1. I have the book in 2 parts. I wish I didn't, but it is what it is. And I thought that I would do like a little reading vlog and almost do it like a reading diary, because I wish I would have done that when I first started reading Mistborn, because there were so many twists and turns, and I wish I would have documented it. I don't know how much I'm going to read today. I just filmed my ASMR video, and usually afterwards I feel pretty tired. I even feel like my voice is starting to crack a little. It's hard to talk. So let's see. I think I'm just going to update you, not every single day, but when something interesting happens. So on a certain page, I guess. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm on page 4 currently. I feel like this was super important information and I don't understand it at all. So that's great. And then book 1 is like 4,500 years later. So this was probably very, very important. Yeah, I feel like Brandon Sanderson's universes are always very complicated and complex and maybe hard to understand at first. I've heard the magic system is more complicated in this book. Wait, there's a planet name here. Roshar, right? Yeah, so I've heard that the magic system on Roshar is very complicated, so let's just keep going, shall we? I'm on page 22, and so far I understand absolutely nothing, as usual. The magic system sounds super cool though. And we just met Seth, I think? Seth? I'm not sure about the pronunciation of the names yet. I'm gonna say Seth, because I like the sound of it. And then the next part has a completely different character. So interesting. I am currently on page 43. And what the hell happened to Kaladin? Because he seemed so strong and super cool, and then in like the next paragraph he's a slave? What? I am on page 58, and I think I'm going to stop reading soon because there is so much new information and I feel like my brain just cannot handle that today anymore. But I actually checked the Czech version of the story. So there's a character named Jasna, and they refer to her, she's like a princess, right? And they refer to her as Brightness Jasna. And when I checked the Czech version, her name is Jasna, so it's pretty much like a Czech pronunciation. But that already means like to be bright. So in Czech they literally refer to her as Jasna, which I thought it's really funny. In English, it makes like more sense. I kind of wonder if Brandon Sanderson kind of chose that name intentionally because it means to be bright in certain languages. So that's really cool. So far, I am having a really good time. I am super confused, but it's good. You know, I really like it. I think it's going to be harder to get into because of how many characters we follow. And I feel like there are even more characters later on, right? Yeah, so let's see. So far, really loved it. I think I'm just going to finish the chapter and just call it quits today because there's so much happening and I cannot handle it anymore today. Hi, it's the next day, and last night I ended up not really reading a lot because I was listening to an audiobook and I really wanted to finish it. It was a different audiobook. And now I am very tired because I only slept for a few hours. So I don't know how much I'm going to read today. However, I do have some thoughts. So there are so many different races that I just can't keep track of them. I had to search a picture of all the races and I realized that there's still so many that didn't even appear yet in the book, because at first I thought that the only system there is based on the color of your eyes, but that's not true, right? Like, that's only one specific race that has this distinction. Am I right? I don't know. Oh, and I really like the character of Yalp. I hope that he will appear later on. Will he? Please tell me he will. I really like him as a character. And I also like Shallan. Shallan. So far, don't really like Jasna. I feel like she's pretty unlikable in general, right? I like Kaladin. I still don't really know where this story is exactly going, and I'm really interested to see how the POVs will connect later on, but so far, so good. So I'm currently on page 89, and I've just realized that Shallan is not exactly the person she at first seemed to be. It was just revealed that she is not really interested in the studies, but she actually wants to steal the Soulcaster. Okay, now I am interested. I'm on page 110. And poor Kaladin, like, this man cannot catch a break. Wait, he's not even like a proper man. He's really young, right? Wow, like, his chapters stress me the out. I get a lot of anxiety just reading his chapters, because at first you get like a bit of false hope because they arrived at the base camp and you think, oh, maybe they will fight, you know, maybe Kaladin can fight again, and wow, poor man. I'm wondering where his story will go though, because so far this seems pretty hopeless. So I'm on page 146, and I have so many thoughts that I can't even like describe them because like my tired brain just can't really form them. Jasna is just so insufferable. Gosh, like, I wanted to scream at the pages so many times because of how annoying she was being. Gosh, like, this woman sounds so tiring. And I get that she's a princess and whatever. I just, yeah, don't like her. It's been like a month now since I've posted an update. So right after I filmed the last portion of this video, something very traumatic happened and I just didn't have the mental capacity to fully focus on the book. And so I've decided to just take a break and read other books, you know, some easier books, nonfiction, and now I'm finally getting back into it. I am around the page 460 and I feel like I'm finally getting into it again. To be fair, now I enjoy both POVs of Kaladin and Dalinar. I hope I'm saying their names right. And I think we haven't heard of... Wait, what was her name? Shaz, was it? No way. Shallan. And we haven't heard from Shallan for quite a while, but that's okay. I feel like we are eventually about to meet her again, right? So right now I'm just going to continue. I'm halfway through it, and I still feel like this is just a build-up for something big that's about to happen, and I can't predict what it's going to be at all, which is like a little frustrating maybe, but not really, because I don't like when I predict the events of books, and I love it. I feel like this is going to be a 5-star read for sure. I really like Kaladin and his friends. Like, their interactions just make me silently wheeze all the time. Okay, I'll check back with you later. I am currently on page 546, and Kaladin just had this great idea to hold the bridge sideways, and that really worked because they didn't lose any men, but in the process he completely disrupted the whole battle strategy. And I just thought of something in real life when you have a really, really great idea and you think that everything is going to go well, and then you end up executing it and it turns into this whole mess and it just completely spirals out of control. And I just had this moment when I was reading, just thinking, wow, this is a really, really well written book, isn't it? And of course I knew that before too, but this just hit me completely. After this scene, I'm just completely in awe. Like, I can't even describe what I'm feeling right now. I love this book. I'm just about to finish part 1, and I remembered how a lot of people were saying that they have enjoyed the Mistborn books, but they absolutely adore the Stormlight Archive books. And I remember thinking, just that's not possible, because I loved Mistborn so much, and I thought, like, there's no way that I'm going to enjoy Stormlight Archives more. But you know what? I get it now. I absolutely love this book. Like, I'm in the half of it and already, like, it blew my mind, and there's just so much happening, and the world is super complex. And like, now, because I am reading it in a span of like few months, when I go back to the book, it already kind of feels like home, you know, like I'm coming home. Like, the world feels so familiar and real, and I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I love the book. I am on page 613. Kaladin just absorbed the stormlight from the spheres, and tell me why I didn't see that coming. There were a couple of times when his spheres were charged and then suddenly they weren't, and I always thought like, oh, that's odd, but I didn't give it any second thought whatsoever. Tell me, how could I have completely missed this? Also, Shallan, is it Shallan or Shallan? I need to look it up. Finally stole the Soulcaster, and I thought that she's not gonna do it anymore. But I was wrong. This is getting so interesting, and I'm just halfway through the book. I'm on page 1004. I know, I haven't updated you in a while, and that's because I was doing a reading challenge for a month, and now I've jumped into it again and I've read 400 pages at once. I'm currently in the middle of the final battle, it seems. And guys, I was so stressed when Kaladin was deciding if he wants to help Dalinar and Adolin or not. Gosh, I can't take this stress. Like, I think I will just finish it today. I've got about, let's see, 100 pages left. so it should be easy, but guys, I cannot take the pressure of this. And by the way, please ignore my eye. It's because I have like crazy allergies now, so that's not fun. I'm on page 1050 and whew, they survived. I was so worried that Dalinar would be killed. You have no idea. I am stressed out. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, but what? So Yasna has the power to soulcast herself? What? Tell me how I did not see that coming either. I give up. I'm on page 1110 and everyone is screwed, aren't they? Yep. Everyone is screwed. Yep. And now I'm on the page 1115 and I'm finished. Guys, I have to start the second book right now. I have to. There's no way that it just ended on a cliffhanger like that. No. I have to start the second book. I have to. Oh my god. Why does Brandon Sanderson does this every time? Like, why is he so brilliant in writing stories? Oh god, I can't even speak anymore. I can't even speak. Gosh, so much. I don't know. I'm completely overwhelmed right now. I will not film an outro right now because I need to collect my thoughts first. I didn't even talk about how Sidious actually betrayed Dalinar. Like, I didn't see that coming either. I guess I should have. I don't know. And then Dalinar gave up his shard blade for the Bridgemen? What? I mean, good choice though, of course, good choice, but what? I mean, Dalinar might be just my favorite character, or maybe Kaladin, or maybe Shallan. I don't know. Maybe I think I like Dalinar. I don't even know, guys. My thoughts are all over the place. And I will see you for an actual review tomorrow because it's like 3:30 a.m. right now. So okay, so we're back here. Now, I don't really want to start any theories because I know that there are more books out now published, so there's really no point for me to be going into different theories, especially because even though if I would have thousands of theories, chances are I still probably wouldn't have actually guessed what's about to happen anyway. So I'll just talk about the different POVs and their stories separately. I'm really sorry if I will butcher any of these character names. I know for sure that I've butchered them in the vlog because I just didn't know how to pronounce them. But anyways, Kaladin has experienced so much in this book. That poor man. And I think he's only like 19 or something, and he has already went through so much. I really appreciated the chapters from the past, the flashbacks that were I think like 5 years ago or something. At first I just wanted to know what happens in the present time, and I felt like it wasn't really necessary, but then at the end I can totally see why it was there. And unlike probably a lot of people, I totally didn't see him actually having magical powers, which now kind of makes sense since he could only talk to this Spren, which leads me to another thing that I wanted to talk about. At first I was like, why is there Spren for literally everything? But then around like 300 page mark I started to get used to them so much that I even predicted when different Spren would pop up, and I got used to the world so much that just going into this book again almost felt like home. Like being in this world feels like home, which isn't really something rare with Brandon Sanderson's books, but it's definitely rare for me to have this kind of feeling reading other books. Shallan, oh my gosh, her character surprised me probably the most. I could relate to her a lot. She's this scholar-like type. She truly enjoys learning, and I also quite enjoy learning like that, just for the sake of learning really, although we have learned at the end that it all had a purpose. And I really enjoyed her interactions with Jasnah, and I totally didn't see the fact that Jasnah could actually also have magical powers because she can soul cast herself. I was pretty much dumbfounded by everything in this book, let's be honest. And by the way, I was totally shocked when Shallan revealed that she actually killed her own father. Like, what? And then it wasn't really talked about anymore, which is a shame. Hopefully it will come up again in the future novels, because knowing how horrible her father was, I still didn't expect her to actually kill him. Also, I really have grown to like Jasnah. At first, I thought she was just arrogant and very unlikable, but I've really grown to like her throughout this book. And that brings me to her uncle, Dalinar. Dalinar is by far my favorite character in this book. He has this deep understanding of morals, and he wants to be a good person despite his bloody and violent past. He's just trying to do better and trying to figure out what these visions mean, which really shocked me at the end especially. I really enjoyed the chapters where he has visions the most, and I know that once I will have more understanding of the world, I just want to go back and reread these scenes again and finally be able to fully understand them. Actually, when I just finished the book, I wanted to go back and reread it, and if there weren't more books in the series, I probably would have done that. And I would almost forget to talk about Adolin. I really liked his character, although he quite sometimes seemed a bit annoying and arrogant. But what do you expect when he's a young, rich, powerful boy? And I started to understand the magic system, but I know that it's the first book and I probably understand like 5%, but that's okay. And I've enjoyed every single plot twist. I really didn't see them coming, and usually I'm quite good with predicting what's going to happen. But when it comes to Brandon Sanderson, I can never predict what he's about to do for some reason. Anyways, that's it for this spoilery discussion. I have started Words of Radiance right away, and I wasn't sure if I want to make a vlog about it, but I probably will. Why not, really? If you have liked this video, please drop a like down below because it truly does help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!